Hello, dear friends, dear viewers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for today's video, I would like to show some of my games, online games, and some opening traps and very interesting ideas. Let's start. So the very first game, if I'm not mistaken, this is titled Tuesday. Very recently, January of 2026, against Polish fighter Duda Jan Christoph. Very tough opponent. So with the white pieces, I started the game with e4, d5, Scandinavian. He takes d queen d5, knight c3, queen d6, d4, knight f6, knight f3. So this is well known, and here black is choosing between c6, g6, maybe even a6 if I'm not mistaken. Also bishop g4 is possible, but white can go h3. And this knight c6 is quite new. I have seen Nihal Sarin playing this move. And the most tempting way to continue for white is to go knight b5, and we can see here engine is recommending d5, a3, knight b5. So I went knight b5, the best move, queen d8. Yes, here c4, d5 moves are possible. You can go c4 and if e6, bishop e2, or d5, knight b4, c4. I played bishop f4, threatening pawn on c7, knight d5, the only move, bishop g3, and now a6, otherwise white is threatening to go c4. Yes, and here knight c3 is the best. You go knight c3, if knight takes c3, b takes c, and a6 is the best move. If you go bishop g4, yes, knight takes, queen takes, bishop e2. White is ahead in development, having a slightly better position. Because if you go here bishop e2 without capturing on d5, black can capture on c3 and play e6. Takes, and now e6. So here, instead of going bishop g4, e6 is the best. And again, white is choosing between knight d5, bishop d3. White is having slightly preferable position. So I played knight a3 with the ideas, later on to get my knight on c4, take control over e5. And I completely forgot about this e5. Black is having different ideas. Bishop takes a3, bishop b4 check, maybe e takes d4 or e4. Let's say if we take with the knight, yes, bishop b4 just finishes the game. You go c3, then knight takes c3. So I played the best, the strongest d takes c, and now bishop b4. Honestly speaking, I saw this c3. I didn't know anything about this position. So c3 is the strongest, and I saw this move, but I didn't like knight takes c3. And now you shouldn't go queen d8, because after king d8 you are having a lot of difficulties. B takes c is the strongest. Yes, bishop c3 is possible. Knight is coming to d2. Bishop takes a1, queen a1. We have a complicated position. It is better for black to go queen d1, rook takes d1, and bishop takes a3. Of course, black does not have any difficulties, any problems. Black is maybe even slightly better. I played knight d2. I was optimistic, still optimistic about my position. I was thinking very soon I will get my bishop out, short castle. I'm not much worried about bishop takes a3, b takes a, because white is anyway having extra pawn, but h5. Yes, no doubts. And Duda, he knew, like he's threatening h4. Now h3 would have been better than the move I played. I went h4. Yes, and now bishop g4. I played bishop b2 and now bishop takes a3. If you go b takes a, then knight c3 finishes the game. I played bishop g4, bishop b2, and this is just completely lost position for white. Mm, yes, I tried bishop f5 and now knight c3. I was hoping maybe black will capture on a1, queen takes a1. Anyway, white is lost, but in a blitz game, maybe, some small chances, but knight c3. I tried to save my queen. Computer recommends short castle, knight d1, rook takes d1 the best. I played this, and now bishop takes a1. I cannot even castle normally because I'm losing my knight on d2. I tried d6, but now knight d4. Another great move. It takes f, king f7, queen d3, and here uh, I think Duda played rook e8, and I resigned. Or maybe I resigned after playing queen d3. If somehow you are having black pieces, then this idea with knight c6 can be interesting. If you are playing with the white pieces, please be very much careful about these e5 ideas. Let's move forward. So next game is against Wonderful Time. Let one mean very strong 26 uh, plus, if I'm not mistaken, Grandmaster from Vietnam, and well known also for his achievements, online achievements. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop B5, bishop C5. Quite a rare move, I would say. Maybe it became again popular because of Arjun Erigaisi and Alexander Indich. C3. White is, of course, having many other moves. Knight f6, d4. E takes d is the best. And now if you go c takes d, then bishop b4 is coming. C takes d, bishop b4. Game goes on. Both sides are having some chances. I could castle short side. D takes c is the best. I play d5, attacking the knight. Knight d5. Again, if I'm capturing on d4, then bishop b4 check is coming. Computer uh, says c takes d is the best. I played short castle. Now d takes c ideas aren't working because of queen captures the knight. And yes, here the best move and the strongest continuation is to go bishop e7. My opponent played the most natural short castle, but yes, black is having a lot of difficulties after short castle. Yes, you should go bishop e7, and if rook e1, you can go short castle. If c takes d, you go d6. Again, d6 is important. Because after short castle, I captured on d4. Bishop on c5 is under attack, and you are having two logical squares for the bishop, on e7 or b6. But doesn't matter where do you go, you are having very unpleasant position. Let's say you go bishop e7, queen b3 comes. Yes. Black does not have time to go d6 and open up the bishop. And if knight b6, then d5. So he played bishop b6, and you can see that white is already having winning position. Bishop c4, I play bishop g5. If you go queen e8, bishop c4 is there. f6, I captured. If you go g takes f, bishop h6. So he captured with the knight. He's about to go d5, but we go d5 ourselves. Knight e7, he's about to go d6 and d6. And after c takes d, just knight c3. White is completely winning, and despite my opponent, very dangerous opponent, I managed to win this game. So be careful with the black pieces when you are playing this opening. So bishop e7 is the best. So the next game is, so I'm having white pieces against the red king 89. If I'm not mistaken, grandmaster, d4 knight f6, c4 g6, knight c3 bishop g7, e4 short castle, bishop e2 d6, bishop e3, king's Indian defense with bishop e2 and bishop e3. Black is having c5, a5, e5, and knight c6, of course. d5, knight e5, f4, knight g4, bishop d2. Knight h6 is the strongest, because if you go c6, then h3 and g4 is coming. h3, knight h6, g4. So this is the strongest. Knight f3. Another move is, of course, to go h3. And c6. And here a4. Useful move for white, stopping all possible c takes d, c takes d, b5 ideas. Maybe even if I play short castle, something like, yes, c takes d. And now e takes d6. Black is having better position. And now b5 is coming. Very important move. Yes, knight b5, I guess pawn on e4 is under attack. And if you go bishop b5, maybe even now knight e4 works. Queen b6, king h1, knight e4, black is massively better. So I played a4. As much as I know, e6 is the strongest continuation. My opponent played quite logical, but maybe not the strongest a5. I castled short side. And now check on b6, king h1. And already white is having much better position. If you take queen b2, yes, rook b1, queen a3, and e5, and white is having winning position. You will definitely face problems with the black pieces to get your queen back. Yes, and knight g4, very tempting move with the ideas to go knight f2 check, and also knight e3, queen e1, the strongest continuation. Seems like, okay, we stopped knight f2, but knight e3 is coming, because bishop e3, queen e3, black is eventually getting our dark squared bishop, and now queen f2. Knight cannot really jump from e3 because queen on b6 is under attack. Knight g4 and queen g1. Seems very scary for white, but nothing is working for black, and white is already massively better. As you can see, completely winning position. Queen a7, threatening knight f1 or knight c2, rook c1. I'm threatening h3. It was f5 and h3. f takes c. Knight e4 also works. H takes g. E takes f. Bishop takes e3. F takes g. King g2. White is completely winning, and I managed to win this game. Let's continue. Um, yes, this one, King's Indian defense, and especially one idea. Again, bishop e2 and bishop e3, and instead of knight c6, e5, d5, knight a6. Knight is coming to c5. Different moves are possible. g4, h3. I played h3. Computer recommends c6. So knight c5, attacking my pawn on e4. Queen c2, defending. Because now if you take bishop c5, d takes c, black will eventually get the knight on d6 with the ideas to go f7, f5. So I don't rush, just defending my pawn on e4. Knight e4 ideas aren't working because in the end we have queen f3, a5 stopping b4. I don't think white was really threatening b4, but anyway, black is looking ahead. So knight f3, eventually getting our knight out, and knight h5. Typical move, preparing maybe f5, preparing knight f4. And I think I have seen game of very recent game of Aditya Mittal against Noe Tutisani, and I very much recommend you. Before that game, I think another example was Haik Martirosyan. Many years ago, he played against Hovannes Gabuzian. So these model games I very much recommend. And very recently, maybe you know, uh, Arjun, uh, maybe Prague against Arjun, rapid game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, bishop takes c5, d takes c, and you go long castle. We are giving up our dark squared bishop, which is usually very essential piece for white. Uh, but knight is very awkwardly placed on h5. Whenever knight f4, we can go bishop f1. And unfortunately for black, they already committed pawn structure with a5. So playing b5 or getting b5 will be super difficult. And white has ideas. Let's say bishop d7, a useful move, king b1. Queen e7 and knight d2. I'm threatening bishop h5, knight f4, bishop f1, and then g3 will come. So knight f6, g4. Maybe not the strongest, but very much possible with the ideas to go rook d to g1 and then h4, h5 or h4, g5, h5. Yes, knight d8, knight is coming to d6. I played h4, knight d6. I played h5, h5. Some other moves are also possible, like rook d to g1 or a3. Whenever opponent plays a4, we go a3 usually. So this computer doesn't like it because bishop f6, and now bishop g5, knight f3, h6, so king g7 my opponent played, bishop d3, trying to control all possible f5 ideas, but again h6. Bishop f4, I think here my opponent didn't play well, knight e2, bishop g5, I played some queen c3. But my point was to show you this bishop c5 and then long castle ideas. Later on, of course, I didn't play all the strongest moves, and computer does not like some of my decisions. Let's continue. And this one is, yes, another opening trap. Maybe you will like it. You will like this e4 c5 and then knight c6 takes knight f6 and d6. Here I think this is called Sicilian four knights. Here white is having different moves like knight c6, knight d4 to b5, a3, queen d3, bishop e2. I very much recommend. My former teammate and my very good friend Robert Hovannisian used to play this bishop e2 quite frequently. d5 is possible, but you just capture on d5 and then e takes d. You go short castle. Bishop b4, you go short castle. Bishop takes c3, b takes c. Knight e4 is the best, and now you go knight c6. Another move is to go bishop d3, if I'm not mistaken. And here, yes, d takes c is the best. Another game, very important game for this opening and for this line, Noderbek Abdusatorov played against maybe even Thomas Beardson. Yes, d takes c. I remember my games and our matches with Robert. I would go d takes c, and here bishop d3 is possible. This is the move Noderbek played against Thomas. Robert would usually capture on d8 and torture me in some endgames. And yes, bishop d3 or queen d8 you can choose. You can see also that game of Nodirbek Abdusatorov. And if opponent goes b takes c, then this is already like very bad position, very unpleasant position for black. Yes, d5 is the strongest. You just capture queen g7, or even you can go f3. So knight f6, bishop a3. This is already winning position. We just stop short castle and winning position. You just try to open up the position. You have ideas to get your bishop on d6. So d5, I play c4, not the strongest, but enough. Queen a5, bishop d6. Yes, once again, I'm not sure who was my opponent. Yes, here we can see the nickname on chess.com. Let's continue. One concept or general idea in Giocopiano or Italian. Let's say this, knight f6, d3, bishop e7. When your opponent plays with the bishop on e7, and then short castle, d6. I think I have seen Jordan Van Forest playing this setup. He doesn't castle short side. Let's say this, d6, and you go a3. Another move is, of course, to go a4. Different moves are there. Short castle h3. White does not rush with castling short side. And bishop e6, knight g5. White is basically forcing opponent to capture on c4. Bishop takes. And now black should be very careful because black is having very much okay position, very healthy position. Different ideas are there. You can play knight d4. I like also some queen c8 ideas. But my opponent, he did not pay enough attention to some of my ideas. So it was h6, knight f3. And already we can see white is having very promising position. And he continued playing some general moves like a5, bishop e3. And this is already almost decisive advantage. b6, queen e2. So white can easily castle alongside. g4 ideas are coming. You can go g5, h3, knight g5. You can also bring your rook to g1, d rook to g1, and then h4, g5. So he played queen c8, g4, and this is already winning position. So you don't castle, you don't commit your king on short side, on to king side. and g4 ideas are there. And this is already winning position. And I managed to win this game. Let's continue. For this one, of course, my very big greetings to Levitov Chess YouTube channel and to Mr. Alexander Khalifman. E4, c5, knight f3, a6. Yes, here c3, c4 are possible. d4 is also another option. g3. Alexander Khalifman, he's recommending this g3, and I have played maybe about 4 or 5 online and over the board blitz games. Even I played g3 in a classical game against Vallejo Pons. Knight c6, bishop g2, and here g6 is possible move. After g6, I recommend white to go c3. This is the point. If you go a g6 short castle, bishop g7, you will have some difficulties with d4 because c3, black will go e5 eventually, stopping d4. That's why here after g6, I recommend starting with c3. And if bishop g7, you can already go d4. So knight f6, and here we go e5, knight g4. Seems like we are about to lose our pawn on e5, but we have the c3. Yes, this reminds me something like c4, English opening, c4, e5. I guess it is knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, and e4. And if knight g5, then you go c6. And if white is capturing on e4, then you take it back, and after another knight captures on e4, you go d5. So this e5 and then c3. White is about to go d4 and reinforce pawn on e5. Yes, we can see d6, e takes d, short castle with some advantage for white. Takes d4. Takes on d4, otherwise white will capture on c5. If you go knight c6, d5, and here h4, with the ideas to go h5. Later on, I did not play in a best way, the strongest moves, and my opponent got very decent position, even maybe better position. But the idea itself I like very much. Okay, let's move forward. Yes, this one. I'm having black pieces, and my opponent, who is only 23, 37 on chess.com, he surprised me. e4, c5, c3, Alapin. d5 is another move. You can also go e6, knight f6, e5, knight d5, d4, c takes d, knight f3. And black is choosing between d6 and knight c6. I played this. Yes, white has bishop c4 and c takes d. So this is quite well-known position. Bishop c4. D takes c is possible. Another move is to go knight b6. And here I knew bishop b3, I knew bishop b5, but not this bishop f7. King takes f7 and d6. And now, I think this is maybe even titled Tuesday in January. If you go bishop e6, knight g5, then you know you should play king f6, but without knowing that, quite difficult to play it. I played king e6. I was very much scared of playing king g8 because of this d5. I thought, how am I going to get my pieces out, especially my bishop from c8? Yes, the strongest continuation is to go king e8, and if d5 you just take, queen d5, and you go queen a5 check, you trade the queens, you're having massively better position. I played this, the strongest, knight g5, king d7, knight f7, queen e8, Knight captured on h8, and still we can see, it's just slightly better position for black, and the strongest continuation is quite difficult, like g5. Why not g6? I played g6, and after g6, white is having very decent position. So you should go g5. So I played this, and yes, d5, and white is already massively better. Maybe, in some of your online games you can use. Let's continue. Oh, maybe even the final one. And Nodarius BIG, or Nodar Lord Kipanidze, he basically crushed me. Yes, all the credits to him. Very well played game, and he really deserved. So e4, c5, c3, knight f6, e5, knight d5, again Alapin, d4, c takes d, and here knight f3, c takes d, bishop c4 are possible moves, and queen d4. And this is well known that it does not have any good reputation because of e6, and now he played knight f3. Of course, he's about to go bishop d3 or bishop c4, knight c6 is quite tempting, and queen e4. Uh, yes, you have moves like b6 or d6, but I knew I went through Anish's course, and there he's recommending f5, and we can see that engine also likes this f5, the best move. And after queen e2, b5, and black is already having better position. My opponent captured on f6. I took with the knight, the strongest move. Otherwise, queen f6, bishop g5, you are having some problems and very unpleasant position. And now queen h4. Now we see that black is having a better position, but during the game, another uh, game from Title Tuesday, I was scared of what if my opponent plays bishop d3, short castle, bishop g5, if I go like bishop c5 and later on short castle, because my bishop on c5 doesn't do anything. Pawn on f2, and generally the entire diagonal a7 g1 is well um controlled by white. So we can see bishop e7, bishop d3, d5, or d5, bishop d3, bishop d6. But after bishop g5, something like king f7, which is quite difficult. I played e5, the strongest move, and now bishop b5. You know, it might sound questionable, but I recommend to maybe try in some of your online games. D6, bishop e7, queen b6, and the strongest move is to go e4. But when now you analyze this game with the engines, you can see that e4 is working. E4, black is having massively better position. But during my game, I was so scared. E4, knight g5. How am I going to protect my pawn on e4? And I thought, I found something interesting. A6, bishop takes, and I thought, okay, b takes c. I'm about to go d6 and bishop e7, short castle. Yes, f-file is open. You don't have light squared bishop. And now knight takes e5. And my idea before playing a6 was that knight e5 does not work because of this queen e7. Still, we see that computer says bishop d6, knight f3, queen e7, white is better. But game goes on. I played queen e7. This was my point when I was playing a6, and now king d1. Yes, great move. Because I have seen short castle, queen e5, rook e1 isn't working, and any move I'm just playing d6. But here, no doubts, Nodarius BIG or Nodar Lord Kipanidze, he knew, and he instantly played king d1, the strongest continuation, the winning continuation, and black is having a lot of difficulties with the development, and also rook is coming to e1. So king d1, very beautiful move. queen takes e5, rook e1, and I tried bishop b7, but now rook e1. I tried long castle, and bishop f4, knight d2. He played knight c4. Maybe not the strongest, but enough good to keep some advantage. I played queen f7 and now queen f4. He wanted to checkmate with a knight b6 ideas, but still, despite my opponent did not play the strongest moves, still I'm having very unpleasant position. I think this is all what I wanted to share in this video. Hope you will like some of the ideas, and why not? Maybe in your online games or friendly over the board games, you can use some of them. Thank you very much, and please continue following my YouTube channel. Maybe some of the videos you will like. Bye bye.